Hello there again. Good to see you. Uh, Glad that you've visited even on Saturdays. Um, and if you're here simply because you saw one of the banners that's been up um, and thought you'd pay us a visit, even better. Good to see you. Hope you are faring well in this coronavirus lockdown and just reflecting on the restrictions and difficulties that lots of folks are finding with regard to um, serving Christ at a time when we're not allowed out, basically. I came across this report. This is a report by the Evangelical Alliance, and it goes counter to what I was thinking. And so I thought I would share it with you. Across churches, the UK have experienced a surge in interest following the outbreak of the coronavirus, according to new research found uh, um, from the Evangelical Alliance. In a new report out yesterday, over half, 59% of 900 churches and organisations surveyed reported a marked increase in people interested in finding out about the Christian faith during the coronavirus. I recognise for lots of folks that's probably counterintuitive, and it's probably something that we weren't expecting. I guess, first and foremost, it's probably important for us as Christians to recognise that there is sometimes unseen and felt and experienced by us, but not necessarily obvious to everybody else. When you have a starting point, a midpoint, and an end point that are all basically going to trust God in this situation, and I'm going to trust the difficulties and the challenges to Him, it's such a major thing that's kind of dealt with and decided and almost kind of put to one side. I mean, situations and challenges will arise, and you may revisit the whole idea of, well, has God got it all covered? But what you recognise is for non-Christians, it's an open debate from the outset, and it's certainly not decided. And therefore, for a lot of people, the coronavirus has been a challenge that has made them address things where decisions to bypass Christianity in the past are being revisited, reconsidered, thought about again. In other words, it's something that we need to reflect on as Christians who have, even now, opportunities, whether it's a phone call or whether it's leaving something at somebody's door just to kind of brighten their day. In other words, opportunities and times when we can, in some fashion, engage for Christ with people who might not necessarily, ordinarily, every day imagine that they would be open to it, but they are now. Wanting to read from one particular book that doesn't often get mentioned. This is Philemon, and chapter 1, just reading verse 6. I pray that the sharing of your faith may become effective for the full knowledge of every good thing that is in us for the sake of Christ. This is a time when people can literally be reassessing, rethinking, and re-examining decisions that they have made in the past and put Christ to one side, certainly put the church to one side. Who do you know that you need to rethink about the opportunities to share the fact that you have faith? And you do it specifically because you recognize they see your faith in a different perspective in this coronavirus time. The message hasn't changed. You haven't changed. But maybe there are people round about you who have. It's hard to argue that things in society have changed. Maybe we need to be aware of the fact that the truth of the gospel is something that some people have actually reached a more positive outlook on because it addresses life's big questions. Maybe sometimes the church has got in the way of simply letting people ask questions. Maybe the absence of Sunday morning services perhaps gives us an opportunity that we wouldn't otherwise have. Who can you talk to today, tomorrow, this coming week? Because God gives you an opportunity with somebody who you thought had written faith off. Who are the people in your life that you need to be praying to God that He gives you opportunities to speak to them? Precisely because it's a lockdown and this coronavirus is changing people's perspectives. As Christians, we have been focusing on the things that we can't do, the restrictions that have been placed upon us, the lockdown that is rightfully being followed and means there's a whole bunch of stuff that we can't actually engage in. Maybe that's the very thing that we need to let take its course in people's thinking as they reassess for themselves. Who are you going to meet this week for a conversation that may change their life? Go with God, because I know He goes with you. Bye.